that's horrible in this room. It's like... Welcome back to Nature League, where this month we have been learning about and talking about invertebrates. You know what invertebrates are?
Birds that don't have Brits.
I'm Brit.
Things without spines.
Yeah, so I do believe you have an invertebrate-related question for me this month. So, Adrian, what do you have for me?
Okay, so why is it that millipedes are totes adorbs, and yet centipedes are essentially hellspawn? Why is it that when I see a millipede, like, scuttling along, because that's the sound they make, why is it when I see a millipede, I'm like, oh, look at the baby? And when I see a centipede, my first thought is, oh, kill it with fire. Because it's a deep internal thing, you know? I see centipedes and like earwigs and things like that, and there's something like deep inside me that says, nope.
Why the nope?
Yeah, why the nope?
Okay, so that gives us two different things to touch on, which is what are some basic differences between millipedes and centipedes, and then also probably need to talk about what makes something cute, right? What makes you go, the baby.
Look at the baby.
Look at the baby. Versus kill it with fire.
Yes.
Right? So maybe let's hit the first one first, and maybe the information we learn along the way will inform us about the baby versus blah, right?
Sure.
Good. First big difference, which probably goes right along with being cute versus being terrified. Centipedes actually are venomous.
I have seen plenty of videos where centipedes are like, you know, you've got your very posh Attenborough, and it's like, oh, and the centipede has found its prey, and it's like some cute little mouse or something, and it like hisses. I swear to God, I've heard a centipede hiss. Shouldn't be possible. Maybe they just add it in post. It like kills these things. It just kills them. It's horrible.
Well, so that's another thing, is that centipedes and millipedes actually have different diets. So, centipedes are carnivorous, so they eat other living things, like, so they eat other animals, right? Or things that are not plants, so things in non-plant category, right? Whereas millipedes are much more like, they'll kind of be detritivores, like eating things on the forest floor, or plant materials, like they're more scavengers, right?
Sure. Who are they hurting? They're not hurting nobody.
Yeah, so there's a difference, I think, in cute versus kill it when it comes down to something being carnivorous or a scavenger, right? Like that kind of informs us about something we feel inside that's different when something is actively hunting versus like, I'm gonna grab some leaf litter.
Leaf litter?
The role in the food chain, I think, for humans informs a little bit of that internal, like, versus, oh.
Well, a centipede could hurt us.
Also that, yes, it's totally fair to be afraid of something because it is venomous. Although the kind of venom we're talking about wouldn't necessarily kill a full-grown human,
Would
right?
it hurt?
Most likely, yes.
That would also explain why centipedes, at least from what I've seen, are usually like red or yellow or orange.
Which is a mixture of red and yellow. The more you know.
Da-na-na-na. We already recognize that internally as poisonous.
Yeah.
Or venomous. Ugh, I feel like that's a whole other topic.
Sure is.
Oh God, no! Abort!
Abort.
Okay.
So there are those. So if you look at their heads, so the actual body plan now is another one of these big differences. It's these modified legs at the very first.
Those are legs?
The very first body segment.
Those are legs? I thought those were pincers.
Right, but they're modified, right? It's the same, like if you think about the genetic blueprint there for each of the body segments is like a leg, right? So this appendage.
Is that what it is?
I'm pretty sure it's a super like modified leg that has
No,
venom on the ends.
like one leg per segment?
Yes.
On a centipede?
So centipedes have one leg per segment, whereas millipedes have 2 legs per segment. And I mean that on just one side of the body. So,
Yeah.
So per segment, a centipede has 1 and 1. For a millipede, each segment has 2 and 2.
Okay.
Which also has a little bit to do with how they move, which I think is a piece of cuteness. So something that has 2 on each segment has a little bit more of this, right?
It's got their legs totally little cross as they scuttlebutt.
And something about scuttlebutt is just cute.
Oh my God, scuttlebutt.
There's just, right? There's something different about scuttling versus like crawling.
And as we were talking about their head structure, the reason I made this disgusting face
Yeah, I saw that. I ignored it.
is because I was thinking about the millipede head. It's just this rounded, smooth, roundy little boop-boop-a-doop.
Yeah, and smoothie roundy boop boop-a-doops, fascinating enough, there's something cute about roundness.
Yes.
Right, and I think that comes down probably to this evolutionary feeling of like sharp is harmful, is pointy, right? You're talking about things that are red or yellow. Also the idea of sharpness.
Centipedes look very rigid. Their legs look...
Right, there's a sharper feel.
Yeah.
And their actual bodies for centipedes are more flat, whereas centipedes are actually more rounded. And there's something with like what we like about general features. There's something about roundedness that psychologically for humans, we read it as cute. Probably because it can't hurt us or usually doesn't.
Okay.
Like rounded things, there's just that kind of human baby likeness of round. Look at the baby! My God, we figured it out.
We've come full circle. Circle.
Rounded,
Roundness.
cute, baby. Look at the baby.
Ah!
Yeah, in the murder version of this, there's a bunch of red lines and yarn. And it leaves...
Okay, now what you don't know is...
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
The conspiracy theory version. So you're exactly right. The little heads even are more rounded, whereas for centipede you have, of course, we have the pincers, these modified pieces out of the segment which have venom. So I think that there are definitely some very real, very physical characteristics that make them different.
Okay.
All right, but in terms of what that makes you feel and like whether you find something cute or find something deeply bothersome.
Probably goes back to childhood for me. Little pill bugs, little potato bugs. You know, everybody knows little potato bugs, little isopods.
Isopods, very good.
Oh yeah.
Proud of this boy.
Yeah. Little isopods used to be my favorite thing in the world. You know, you could poke them and they were soft and you could just pet them and they'd roll up and you blow them off your hand and back into the leaves. But whenever you see like a centipede, you lift up a rock and there'd be, a centipede or an earwig and just this, you know what I'm talking about, this.
It's a new method of teaching called yelling and doing this.
Well, when you're younger, you go a little bit more off, there's, I think, a little bit more instinct because you don't have so much book learnedness. So your brain just kind of functions on, I should stay away from this thing.
Yeah.
And you were saying before that the venom wouldn't be able to take down a full-grown person. So me as a child being afraid of that, oh my Lord.
Yeah, it's true. And things killing our children is actually way worse than killing us. I think there's also another piece at play, though, which would probably be media representation, right?
Because there's no human millipede.
And if there were, probably be rounded and cute. Even our pop culture has understood that centipede was the way to go.
Yeah, I guess. My cheeks hurt so bad. Oh God, that's good.
Yeah. And was there a video? What was the video game? Was it Millipede? It was Centipede, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it's Centipede.
Yeah.
And that would make sense because it, this kind of like video game, like evil, you're trying to avoid or it's causing destruction.
Have you ever played a video game in your life?
No, I'm really trying hard here.
Okay.
Relating to people is hard.
So in pop culture, we there's kind of a collective whenever centipedes, are involved.
Yeah, which we have discovered in this conversation, probably for a reason and not just blatant discrimination, but based on things about them and what they do and what role they serve in the ecosystem and how they look and the fact that they're venomous, right? All this stuff. Those things combined are probably why
Millipedes are totes adorbs.
I think both centipedes and millipedes are totes adorbs, but I am totally respectful of those who find centipedes scary or yucky because of those things. Thank you. Thank you so much for some reason joining us on this month's episode of From A to B, where my friend Adrian asks me, Brit Garner, about something living in the natural world, wildlife, all of these things, and this month was invertebrates. Make sure to come back next week where we're going to do a special edition for that 5-week month of Nature Plus. We'll see you there.